Everyone, happy new year, and this is my first video of 2020. Now I know it has been a lot longer than my previous video, and that's purely because we're trying to sell the property that we're in. Me and my girlfriend, we're looking at moving more closer to friends and family, and obviously if you've sold a house or you've looked at buying one or just had any kind of dealings with that side of things, it is complicated and it's time consuming, and basically when you've got people coming around viewing your house and surveys and you're looking at buying a house as well, it's hard to fit everything in. So that's why I sidelined doing these videos, because I wanted to give everyone the best opportunity to look around this house and this room and not have all the filming equipment here, but also it just didn't fit well with what we were doing as well, looking for houses and getting all the surveys done. But unfortunately we did have a buyer for this house, but they dropped out, and so because we're in this house a lot longer, I didn't want to sideline these YouTube videos any longer, hence why I've started them up again. And as you can see, I've gone for a different sort of feel for these videos. I'm trying to get it a bit more natural and like basically playing around with the lighting and stuff like that. So if you do like it, let me know in the comments below, because I'll continue doing it this way. Now for the video for today, I want to talk to you about Christmas cards, and in fact designing and getting printed your very own Christmas cards. Now this is something I wanted to do this year, or last year should I say, for Christmas. I wanted to design my own Christmas card and send it out to friends and family, but also I wanted to sell them as well, as more of a second income or residual income. And that's what I wanted to do. So I started looking at Christmas cards, and if you look at them, some of them are detailed, some of them are complicated, and for me I didn't know where to start, and I think that's why I put off doing stuff like this. So if you are sort of wanting to do it, don't feel put off by doing it. If you follow what I've done, I'm sure you'll get some good results. So you can see from all these cards, some of them are easy, or some of them look easy, some look complicated, have a lot of intricate details, and it can be off-putting to anyone who wants to design any cards. But what I did was bit the bullet and thought, right, I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to stop until I've got a design. So first things first, research. You've got to do your research. You've got to know what you're doing and understand what you're doing. Now for the Christmas cards that I wanted to do, I wanted them to be more traditional. So I know a lot of people now are going for more modern, more funny, or like illustrated sort of cartoony cards for Christmas, but I wanted to do more of a traditional design. So I started researching Christmas wreaths, because everyone knows them. They're pretty much all over Christmas. When Christmas comes, Christmas wreaths on the doors, on cards, anywhere you go there's a Christmas wreath. So that's what I wanted to do, and I started googling and researching Christmas wreaths, and basically got a bit scared, got a bit nervous to think, oh actually this is what I've got to produce, and I had to think about how I was going to do it. So I looked at Christmas wreaths, combined a few images and decided what sort of look I wanted, more of a green with berries, and I started separating each element. So I looked at the images and thought, right, there's some berries, there's some fir trees, there's pine cones, there's different sort of leaves, and basically I separated them into that, and then I started searching each individual element. So I started searching berries and like images for fir leaves and fir trees and pine cones, and I started looking at what I could use. So then what I did was I took them images and started drawing them out, so sketching them on paper and basically combining all these elements into paper sketches. And then once I'd got all these paper sketches, I scanned them in, brought them into Illustrator, and then vectorized and digitized each individual element. Once I'd got all the elements together, I started adding colour to them. So I looked at the previous images, what I took for inspiration for drawing, and used them to sort of pick the colours for this. So then I started colouring them, and once I'd got all the elements together, it was basically a case of arranging them into a Christmas wreath. So this took a bit of time because I had to work out how I wanted them and basically layering each element together, duplicating them, making them sort of work together and look more natural. I wanted the wreath to look like a photo. Even though it was all sort of hand-drawn and digitised, I still wanted it to look more like a photo from a distance rather than a simple illustration of a wreath. Some of them you can see they're quite simple, they've only got like sort of one line with a few leaves, and they're great. I mean, they're modern and they're fantastic, but I wanted something more real, more traditional. So once I had the wreath design, I had to decide what sort of card I wanted. Did I want a portrait style? Did I want a landscape style? Did I want a square one? Did I want some other creative style? And I decided to go for a square crop for the card because I felt like Christmas wreath just sat nicely within the square and it wouldn't leave too much space around all the edges. So I decided that my card was going to be 148mm by 148, and once I'd got that, I basically created a new document and laid out both the front and back and the insides, and once that was done, it was a case of just getting them printed and the cards were done. It did take a lot of time, I'm not going to lie, and I didn't think I was going to get there. I thought I was going to quit and think it was too hard, but you've just got to persevere and work through it because, to be honest, I'm so chuffed with how they've turned out. And then we sent them out to all friends and family this Christmas. We got some great, I got some great, I don't know why I said we. I got some great feedback on the designs, and basically for this year I'm going to concentrate on getting a sort of range of cards together. So for next Christmas I'll have a bit more choice because it is just about pushing yourself and biting the bullet and just thinking, right, I'm going to do it, and figuring out how to do it and not get put off by, oh, it looks complicated, it looks hard, don't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do it, but I sort of worked it out myself, i.e. separating all the elements instead of trying to do it all at once. It worked good, and also made it so that if I do ever want to use like pine cones or leaves or fir trees again, I've got all them elements stored on the Adobe library and I can just pick them when I want. So I'm just going to, so this is the final card. As you can see, looks quite intricate. I'll just zoom in there so you can see. And there you go. And that's basically it. So I hope you've liked this first video of 2020. Like I said, I'm going to concentrate on continuing with these videos on a week by week basis. So if there is anything you want me to discuss, talk about, any topics or tutorials, please let me know in the comments below and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, don't worry, give me a thumbs down, leave me some sort of feedback because it's all helpful, and I'll leave it there. Tune in for the next one and I'll see you.